definitely didn't think we'd be doing this today, but 2020, COVID, I guess anything can happen.
Welcome back, family travelers. We're so glad you're here. I know it's been a while since we've posted, but with this whole COVID thing going on and not being able to travel, we've been really trying to figure out our direction. And I think we might have just done it. So today, we're gonna take you RV shopping. We're getting you out of the car in a second, don't worry. We're going RV shopping. Now, if you're a newbie like us, you probably have a lot of stupid questions like, how much can my car tow? And how does this whole thing work? And can I back up with it? I don't know. These are all questions we asked ourselves. So come along with us. We're going to find an RV and try to figure out the answers to those questions.
Livy, how do you even choose?
I don't know.
You don't know either?
No. How about that one?
This is one that you drive.
So why is that?
Yeah, so you can drive this, and then your home is right behind you. And there's a bed above you too.
Hey, wait! There's a TV in here!
Okay, so you're sold because there's a TV, right? That folds down into a bed, did you know that? This table right here, this table becomes a bed.
Ow.
It goes down. I mean, I'm a newbie, Livy. I don't know exactly how it works.
Oh.
This is the very first one that Olivia has seen, and she is just amazed by everything.
Oh, what's that?
They put a lot of bells and whistles in here, didn't they, Livy?
Yeah, they had a lot of... A mail?
We're checking out one that you can actually drive, just to kind of like see what that gets you. We're just looking for more of something we can tow, but it never hurts to look, you know, maybe our minds will be changed, we'll be convinced just looking around.
She's going to bankrupt us. Literally, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. Everywhere.
Try that one, guys.
That one?
Yeah.
That one I think is a little too big for us. What do you think, Nick?
Well,
That's the one she wants.
well, we don't have a truck, so strike one. It's probably a little heavier than what we're looking for. Likely a little more expensive.
So it checks literally none of the boxes.
Well, it's a camper. It has a bed, I'm assuming, and it's got a bathroom.
And Olivia likes it, and that's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters. Okay, so some of the things that we're looking for, we really want bunk beds, and we want it to be small, and that's about it. Bunk beds, small. Oh, and a bathroom, I guess. That's kind of important too. So one of the things that's the biggest consideration is the weight. We have been looking at cars that can carry up to maybe like 5,000 pounds. So there. Did we find a spider?
A big dragonfly. Okay.
We're going camping, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are. This is the tip of the iceberg.
So anyway, we're looking for a lightweight camper, something that we can pull easily with an SUV because the person behind the camera refuses to drive a truck. So we're somewhat limited on our choices. We're also looking at budget. We would like to stay on the cheaper side since it's our first endeavor. This one has 2 axles, so I don't know what it's going to weigh. It's probably a little heavier than what we're looking for, but let's go check it out.
How do you get up on this bed?
This has bunk beds?
How do I
Well,
get
Everett
up?
cares about the bathroom.
How
Meanwhile, Olivia cares about the bunk beds. Okay, how do you feel about the bunk beds, girlie?
Go wait.
Great.
So this one's an interesting one because normally they have like a queen size or at least a full size and then some bunk beds. But look at this little guy right here.
How does it work?
I don't think it extends.
Is this?
Oh wait, it folds in half, so this must come down.
This must come down, and
Yeah.
then and then the bed goes over. Is this like the Murphy bed that you hear about?
Yeah, that might be the Murphy bed. Look at this though. We got like the faux marble countertops.
Oh no! Everett's trying to put his mask down the toilet.
This is probably a little heavier than what we're looking for, but and probably a lot more expensive. I'm trying to find the weight and I can't. Usually there's like a sticker that talks about that, but weight's really important when you're talking about buying a camper. One of our friends said, you know what, don't even worry about buying a car first, buy your trailer and then pick out the car. So that's what we're going to plan on doing. But we still want to give ourselves a lot of options with used cars, of course.
I'm just not sure if I want this one that has the bunk bed. I'm not
She's not sure. She's everyone on House Hunters. She doesn't want this one because the remote's hanging up.
It is like, one thing they don't tell you about, it's really hot looking at campers in the middle of summer and they don't have like their air conditioning on, so I'm like, I am sweating. It is so hot. Anyway, we really like this camper. We like the finishes in it and how it's laid out and all that stuff. It's a Coleman, so you know, it's kind of a more affordable camper, so we like that. But it is up there in weight. So this is the part where like, it always tripped us up. When we started talking about this, it's like, oh, okay, a car can tow 5,000 pounds. I just have to get a trailer under 5,000 pounds. Not so. Not so. You have to look at how much you're gonna put in the trailer, how much stuff you're gonna take, how much water you're having in there. And then the other one is the tongue weight, and that is how much you're actually putting on the hitch of your car. And so you have to look at how much your car can actually carry. That's the payload. So you're doing like all of this really, really quick math to try to figure it out. Suffice it to say, a 4,500 pound trailer, probably not gonna work for the type of SUVs that we're looking for, because we're not trying to go like big old Chevy Suburban or truck. So we're gonna go look at a few more trailers. I think we're gonna have to stick to like 3,500 pounds dry weight, which is totally empty, in order for it to work for what we're looking for. So let's see if we can find that.
Olivia's like Goldilocks. She says this one is the perfect size. Except,
It's a fifth wheel.
all right, how much is this one? Where do you see the weight?
$39.50.
Oh, this one looks way bigger than $39.50. This is our next one we have. We've heard slide outs add a lot of weight, so we weren't really looking for slide outs. But this one's like less than 4,000 and it looks pretty big.
I think it's gonna be cool.
You think it's gonna be cool?
Yeah.
It's got like a grand staircase for you. Okay, you're the first one in, girl. Check it out. Okay, you got like a full shower here. I'm curious how many of these showers you can fit in.
Like none of them, probably.
Let's see.
I might actually have a shot at this one.
No.
Well, your head can just go in the sunroof.
Because I don't like that.
You don't like that string.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's wobbly.
Anyway, it's got like a dining area, tons of walk space, an oven, full kitchen, and even a master bedroom.
Leave it there, please.
Why?
This would be nice because we can shut this door and have like a whole space. What do you think about that?
All right. He's my budget conscious baby. So that one we looked at was only like 4,000 pounds, which is crazy. I would have thought that that would have been much more. And coming out and looking at this one, and this one looks even bigger.
What is it?
36. Oh my God.
What?
Let's try that one.
Oh, you looked at
Kilograms.
Okay, so you have to
So-
be careful about that. Just one thing to note. Make sure you're looking at pounds if pounds is what you're going based on.
How much is a kilo? I don't even know.
Doing some quick math over here.
Yeah, right?
That one's the one.
That makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Okay, how much is this baby?
8,000 pounds.
So we won't be looking at this one. What are we gonna name our camper once we get one?
How
That's a
about
surprise.
That's a surprise.
That is a lot to see.
Now what we wanted to do was talk about like just some of the more logistical related things. Like when we first started this process, we were like, we're gonna buy a used camper, we're gonna fix it up, we're gonna do the cliche thing, it's gonna be great. That was our plan. We went online, so we looked at like Facebook Marketplace, RV Trader, just a bunch of like the online sites to see where we could find used campers.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say 2020 made things a little difficult because everyone has the same plan.
You wouldn't even believe how fast those are going.
It's like literally under 24 hours. So if you are looking at RVs and you have one in mind that you like, get it right here, right now. So then we went to plan B, which is like, let's go to the dealership, let's look around, see what we like, so that if one of these becomes available, like we already know that this is what we want and we can just snatch it up like that. So some of the things that we didn't really think about up front, but then later discovered that you have to think about: your vehicle,
Yep.
which is pretty obvious, but like it's more than just, okay, I need a vehicle that can tow.
There's a lot that goes into it.
A lot of SUVs, because we were looking at SUVs, can tow, like, some of them only tow 3,500 pounds, some of them tow 4,000, some of them tow 5,000 or 6,000, which, you know, once you actually start looking at RVs, you'll realize, like,
That's small.
yeah, it's small. Like, the weight adds up. So if you want, like, a larger one, you most likely have to get a truck or a very large SUV.
We talked about it a little bit ago, but just it bears repeating to really verify what your vehicle can tow. And don't trust a dealer if you're buying it. We'll put a link below for a VIN checker, and it'll tell you what your vehicle's tow rating is.
Yes.
Because that is pivotal. And honestly, a lot of them, especially used car dealers, have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. There was an aftermarket hitch added to an SUV, and it had a sticker that said 6,000 on it. No, nothing else, just 6,000. They said, oh yeah, this vehicle can tow 6,000 pounds. Okay. If you find yourself in a position like we are, where it's like, we love to travel, but we're also trying to stay socially distant and isolated, it doesn't get much better than camping. But we keep thinking, like, are we freaking crazy for just like buying a trailer and buying a new car simply because we can't get out? And we've had to like ask ourselves very hardly, are we hardly, is that a word?
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to call you out on it.
Right? We've had to ask ourselves the tough question of, are we doing this because we have cabin fever? Are we doing this because we want to and we're going to do it next year? Are we doing this because we have a YouTube channel that has a modest at best following, which would be absolutely silly? The answer is, I think that with Olivia approaching school age, we'll definitely use it.
Yeah, but we had to sleep on it. Like,
lot.
we had the idea and we got really excited about it because after our camping trip, Olivia loved camping. So we're like, done. Like, she'll love this, you know? She's at the right age, or Everett likes exploring nature. They'll love it. But, like, we gave it some time to actually sleep on it and make sure it's what we wanted, rather than just like, not that we could go out and buy one the next day because everything was sold out, but you know, just to make sure that it's what we wanted. The other thing that we really thought about was size, because I think one of the hardest things when you first start looking at RVs, it's almost like overwhelming because there are brands, there are different types, different sizes, like fifth wheels and trailers and ones that you can drive, and it's just like, it's very overwhelming if you don't already have an idea of what you want. So when we first started looking, we didn't know. Like, initially we thought we wanted to fix one up and we wanted one that you could drive because that would be easier than towing. But then when we actually got into looking at them, looking at pricing, looking at just like what the available inventory was like out there, how much work would be involved in it, like, I think that those are questions you have to sort of answer before you can really start looking. Otherwise, like, there'll just be so many options that you'll just freeze up and have no idea what to do. We really wanted something small so that we could travel across the country and get around easily, and it wouldn't be something where if you get a larger one, it's a lot harder to like travel long distances with, at least in any kind of like timeline that we were looking at. So
apologies in advance if there's a little bounce.
We figured smaller would be better for us, but I would just recommend like knowing what kind of space you're looking for and then starting your search. So then you can at least narrow it down a little bit. So we knew that we wanted something probably under 4,000 pounds and something with bunk beds because we wanted the kids to have their own little space. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we'll hopefully get, but it has made the search process
very hard.
What do you mean? I was going to say a lot easier.
Oh, it is?
Knowing what we want.
Because knowing what we want, yes.
It like filters everything out that you don't want.
But finding what you do want?
That part is the challenge.
What we started looking for was either a really small hard shell camper or a pop-up camper or a hybrid. Hello, Everett.
I was just gonna say that.
A hybrid camper is a combination between a hard shell camper and a pop-up camper. It's got the little like tents on the sides, and that's what people usually upgrade to from tent camping. But we decided that we wanted as little maintenance as possible. Our general theory is that the less features it has, the less can go wrong. So hopefully we'll find ourselves a little tiny hard shell camper with bare minimum of things, and we don't have to worry about stuff breaking or repairing it. It's just super, super basic.
So we looked at pop-ups at first, and I think it's a good step in between, moving up from tent into the RV trailer world. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I wanted the bathroom, so you can get like a pop-up tent that has just a toilet. It's kind of in the middle of everything, and that you can do. Our goal is really to travel long term, at a time. So we wanted to travel a month at a time. So for us, it made sense to get one that had a shower, that had a toilet, and I think if you're going on weekend trips, like we would be fine in a pop-up if we were doing that. But since our goal is really to do more long-term travel, I'm sorry, we cannot take him seriously back there.
Right? He's just back there having himself a time.
This is just a glimpse at road trip life. But since our goal was really more long-term travel, we decided we wanted one with a bathroom. But if you're doing more weekend trips, I would recommend definitely looking into the pop-up, because I think it would have been something we would have considered more seriously if we were doing mostly just like 2-3 nights at a time.
This is a very different direction for us as a family, as a YouTube channel. I don't see it being permanent. We'll always camp, I think, from here on out. But honestly, just don't see us flying for a while.
Don't see it for myself.
This is, at the very least, through the rest of the fall and definitely into next spring and summer. I don't think it's going to be realistic that we're going to be able to travel, at least internationally, and want to put ourselves out there that much. So we're going to take advantage of working from home and hit the roads and spend a lot of time in our camper and see what America's all about.
Yeah, definitely. We're excited to check out more of here, because I think if we didn't, the one benefit is that like we probably wouldn't have done this if we weren't forced to, but we for sure will be out there flying when it's safe for us to do so.
Next video we'll come back at you with the camper that we got, the road trip we plan on taking, and anything in between that happens. But until then, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, do all the social stuff.
Bye!